Come in, come in. What is going on, everybody? Oh, how we all doing? It's currently 5:30 over here in Australia in the morning. Man, I woke up so early for this live stream because I was just like, screw it. We're going into the new year. It's time to do some hard things so we can make the new year better. How are you all doing, guys? Having a good holidays? We chilling out? I'm not sure if you remember, but we were facing some issues yesterday. So today our goal is going to be to essentially try and fix the issue that we had, which was with the wallet integration. And yeah, hopefully we can get that done. I wanted to do some theory yesterday and watch some, tutorials, learn a bit more about Claude code, but we ended up spending like 6 hours just debugging the app. So yeah, hopefully we can fix that today. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Apologies if I'm a bit tired. It is quite early in the morning. Haven't had my coffee yet either. But basically, after yesterday's issue, I asked my friend on Discord, who actually has created an application for the Seeker app before. And I told him, like, look, I'm going through this issue. Like, you can see here, it's not working. And he just told me this is what he did. So I basically just copy pasted this into ChatGPT. So let's see how we go. Just chuck some music on. Get things rolling. Where's everyone coming in from? Is it late or early where you guys are? Right. All right. So I've screenshotted the text. What route did you go for when making the APK? I was basically prepackaged Chromium browser and hard-coded MindMod to it. I only had to get MWA working on it once then, and it happened to carry over and work on mobile. After this, I reached out to my mate who has Privy through his app, MindMod, and worked fine on the Seeker mobile as APK. Here's the chat between us. So I also downloaded this Android simulator thing for us to test out whether the thing would work or not. So let's have a look. Chuck some music on. Seeker mobile as ABK. Here's the chat between us. So I think we can get the Seeker up as an Android simulator. Install a development wallet. I don't know if you guys saw the suit in the thumbnail. You guys like it, or should I go back to topless? Android Studio will be installed with the most common settings and common recommended for users. You can customize the setting components installed. Install a development wallet app. The mobile wallet adapter library allows you to connect and interact with compatible wallet apps on your device. Install an MWA compatible wallet app to test your app's mobile wallet adapter integration. Solana Mobile provides a development wallet for you to test your app with and get a feel of what Seed Vault wallet interaction of that Seeker will look like. The mock wallet features mobile wallet adapter support, simulate connection or signing errors, QR code scanning for MWA remote connections. It is intended for development purposes only, so it does not store a persistent key pair, and the wallet is reset each time the app is exited. Get the clone MWA wallet repo from the GitHub. In Android Studio, open, navigate to the directory, select mock. After Android Studio finishes loading the project, select fake wallet in the build, run configuration drop down in the top right. You should see the app on the connected Android device or emulator. Alright, sweet. So, we should be a clone repository. Perfect. Right here. Trust project, brother. Allow Android Studio to find devices on the local network. Alright. So now what do I do? Open project, navigate to the directory, select mock MWA. What is this? Oh, it's my chat. how do we run this shit? We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Currently, for those just joining in, we are... Yo, what up? Irfan Topalovic. How did you make $1,700? So, I've built the ore miner right here. And this has consistently generated like 10 to 50 bucks a day. If we look at the wallet right now, we are at 0.3 Sol. And this is just constantly getting developer fees every single day. There is this community made kind of dashboard over here. And if you look at my wallet statistics right here, this is oreminer.io, the app that I built right here. And it's made this amount of money. Now, I'm from Australia, so US dollars, I usually convert it to Aussie dollars. So, there you go. That's how $1,700 is made. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, bro. Currently working on another app now. Hoping to get similar results, if not better. Should be able to... This is currently an Android simulator, so we're trying to put our app onto it. So we can kind of gauge what does it do and how. So oreminer in its simplest form is like a crypto trading bot. And you know, users that use it can make some money. And yeah, it's basically that simple. The way that I monetize off of it is I charge like a percentage on the creator fees. So, you know, comes in and starts trading, I make like 0.025%. So a really small amount. 25 bits is what you would call it. Alright, let's see if this works. There's an agent mode, which is nice. This will actually be helpful. So we're looking to open the emulator. I believe it'll open itself once the build finishes. What would anyone go for your app instead of the competitor? Why would... Hey bro, how we doing? Bassam Beats. What's good, brother? Why would anyone go for your app instead of the competitor? I think mainly because of how I marketed it, man. Like my background is in marketing. So like you can see like the content that we produced, like got pretty good engagement, 73 likes, 140 likes. The co-founder of Solana retweeted us. So, you know, we got a bit of clout there. We did all these like videos on like how to use the app properly. We showed a lot of like P&Ls, like for example on the leaderboard you can see like we have profitable users, and I think some of our features are better as well. So yeah, all of that combined on top of you know, just posting all the time. I created like threads like this talking about which was the best, and then showing how like my bot was better than the others. So yeah, I think all of that combined helped grow the app to what it is today. It's my usage at. Usage is nearly at $700. It's crazy. Man, it's taking ages. No way. Is this it? I think this is it. Now, how would I add my app to it to test? What up? Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream. Come in. Get comfy. It's very early over here. It's in Australia. We started the stream at 5:30. Had to wake up at 5 for that. It's pretty rough, not gonna lie. Okay. Wondering if we can add I'm a wallet, authenticate. Am I missing something? Well, now where does it say fake wallet? The marketing looks good. Thanks, bro. My background is in marketing, so. In your app, install the MWA client SDK and invoke MWA authorize method. So we did that. Open the project on Android, open mock wallet. Just open mock wallet build.gradle. Build the app and install on any Android device or emulator. Alright, let me ask the chat. Would you be open to marketing for other projects? I mean, I run a marketing agency and we helped a lot of projects. Our specialty was like growing projects from 0 to 10,000 followers. And yeah, like we helped a bunch of projects kind of market and stuff like that. But at the moment, I'm not really looking for a job like that. I kind of just want to focus on my own stuff and market my own projects. But if you have any questions, I'm open to helping. Try the best of my ability. Do I add my app to the simulator? It is an APK file. Drag and drop directly onto the emulator window. API asking to the installation. Alright, let's give that a go. We should be able to go to and check it out. All right, let's try this. App release signed APK installed. Okay. Asking to confirm the installation. Using ADB Android debug bridge, open the terminal in Android Studio, view tools window terminal, run the following command. Now, where's this going to show up? I've dragged and dropped the APK file to the emulator, and it says installed. Now, where do I find it and run it? Not like a job, more like a partnership and equity. I mean, what are you building, man? That's always the first question I ask, right? For those tuning in just now, we are currently building a Android emulator, so we can quite better test the functionality of the app. You can find and run your app, install app in the emulator app drawer. On the emulator, swipe up from the bottom of the home screen to open the app drawer. Look for an app named mock MWA, tap the icon to run it. What's going on here? Why is it opening up the calendar? Let's try this again. If it's installed, then where is it? To pair an Android, scan the pair using. I mean, okay, that takes you to Google. It's not quite what we want. So where is the app coming? Oh, there it is. All right, sweet. Press Sway. So you keep getting this error. This is the main issue that we're facing. For those wondering. So now I should be able to inspect. What do you mean application is not inspectable? Alright, let's send this. This is the error we received when running through the emulator. And then I'll probably just also see if I can even add the APK file here. Attached, I've added the .apk file for you to inspect. This works. Fingers crossed. Automated safety net for your online store that catches bugs, slow loading times, and errors before they go live, ensuring you never accidentally break your site or lose sales when launching new updates. Project 1, okay. Have you got multiple projects? Have you already built these, or like how far through are you? Let me see now that this has more knowledge. Currently struggling to connect using MWA. Connect to the app using NWA. Please inspect the .apk file and look at any online sources to understand why. Last stage and in use. Have you got any customers? Any users? And like, what's your monetization? How are you charging users? Let's see what it says. Autonomous AI engineering platform that scans your software for security holes and performance issues, and instead of just reporting them, it uses specialized AI agents to automatically write and test and deploy code fixes into your system, drastically reducing technical debt and freeing up your developers. Okay. I mean, these sound good, but have you got any users? They sound interesting, that's for sure. They're both taking a while to... Probably should have given more context. How big's the team? Probably should have given Google more context. Usually indicates that the wallet successfully connected, but the account information returned to the dApp didn't specify which blockchain networks, chains, or features it supports. Without specifying the supported chains or features, unlike the authorized dApp function when correctly includes them. I will patch the sign effectively returns the account with the correct chain and feature information. The issue is not with the MWA, but with the app. This is a known issue with the .apk app I just installed. And so let's narrow our focus to the app, not the MWA setup. Dude, it's taking ages. Man, this is taking ages. If you're interested, message me privately, solo full stack dev. All right, bro, I'll have a think about it. Appreciate the offer. Yes. All right, let's see if this works. Getting this issue. What up, what up? Welcome to the stream, people. How we doing? Hope everyone's having a good time. Currently 6:30 a.m. over here, so pretty early in the morning for me. Don't usually wake up this early, but hey, who else is gonna make that bread? Yo, Jose, how you doing, brother? Website. Got this. Keep that grind up. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. What up, everyone? How we doing? Currently just debugging my app. Let me even ask the community. Currently getting this issue when trying to connect to MWA using Pruvy. My app is a web app converted to an APK. Any help would be greatly appreciated. What up, Penguin Kaya? What's going on? Just noticed your thumbnail's wearing clothes now. Yeah, I AI generated it. Does it look good? Do you like my suit? I just thought I'd test it out. Hope everyone's having a good time. Currently, we are developing the mobile integration aspect of the app, and we've kind of downloaded this simulator to better kind of test, I guess you could say. I feel like this is such a niche problem. Like, it's quite challenging to fix, but we'll fix it. And when we do, it's going to feel amazing. Like, even it could even be a privy problem, you know? So let's see if we can ask privy. The connector wallet has no Solana accounts. Sup, Doc for life? How you doing, bro? What's going on? What up, Drew? How's the Vibecoding going? Seen a couple streams. You're cruising now. I mean, yeah, it's going all right, but man, the debugging can be painful sometimes. Been working on this one issue for a while now, and it's annoying because it's such a niche issue that there's such little documentation around it. What up, Polips? How you doing? What app you create? Shifted from Replit? No, I'm still using Replit. However, we are currently inside an Android simulator, which will basically help us. Because I don't know if you remember in the last live stream, I was just going back and forth between like loading it on this phone and then trying it out. Now I can just load it straight to the Android simulator, see if it works through there first, which is, you know, a bit less painful. But Polepsy wants to know what app I'm creating. So the app that we're currently building right now is called Sway, which is a prediction markets application. You log in, and once successful, you'll be able to bet on prediction markets. Left for no, right for yes, down for skip. Super simple. And essentially the reason that why we're doing this is because I think there's a huge opportunity in prediction markets right now. Because, you know, when you go to Kalshi, that you get like decision fatigue. And it's just so like, there's so many things kind of going on. And, you know, for someone like me who wants to get into prediction markets, but, you know, doesn't want to go too hard, like this is a bit too much for me. So yeah, I've kind of stripped things back a little and simplified it a great deal. And now we have an app like this. And yeah, that's the whole concept. So buckle up, sit down. Let's see what Google's saying. Thank you for sharing that troubleshooting information. It confirms that the connected wallet has no Solana accounts. Error is indeed caused by the wallet failing to report the Solana chain correctly to the DApp privy. I've already applied fixes for both issues you encountered. Here's the summary of the changes waiting in your project. Fix for no Solana account. Fix the required action, rebuild and reinstall. And the source code, you must rebuild the APK for them to take effect on your emulator. Android Studio, go to build. It was build. And then go to build bundles. There's no build bundles here, brother. Build APKs. Shifted from, what are you coding in? Anti-gravity? Nah, this is the Android emulator that we're using. First time here, Polepsy. Nice to have you, brother. Appreciate you joining us this fine morning. Currently 6:40 a.m. over here in Australia. All right. Let's try. Account not found when sending API request. Seemed like a simple issue, but I'm unsure how to fix. Account not found when I send a request API to fetch users bat Solana balance. Any advice would be very helpful. On my current setup. You're almost certainly trying to make a request from a browser to on a domain from which access is forbidden. For your development site using one of those techniques. Fully qualified domain name. What stack is the app being built in? Pretty sure it's React. Yeah. React plus TypeScript, Node.js, Express, Tailwind, Vite. Let's see what ChatGPT came up with. For SHA certificate for your API key output, the SHA is same value you already have. Line even print goes only in your digital asset links file. You've done this correctly. Why MWA still fails in the APK while Chrome works? Solana mobile wallet adapter on web is tested for Android Chrome. Other Android browsers and web view-based containers can be inconsistent or fail due to permission and WebSocket intent behavior. Your screenshot inside the APK shows this custom tab UI, X share 3 dots plus the domain at the top. That usually means you are not running the fully verified TWA experience on that device browser experience. What happens, you can end up in a not actually Chrome TWA path, which is exactly where MWA tends to break to get it working. Make sure the device is actually using Chrome as the TWA provider. Install update Chrome on the test device and don't disable it. So Chrome is the default browser. Update Android system web view and reboot. This matters because MWA compatibility is explicitly Chrome focused. Make sure you install the same APK whose cert you put in. Assetlinks.json. Alright, let's try something slightly different. Is Privy the only Solana account wallet system you can use? Phantom, Soulflare, etc. Yeah, it's just the most like the best backed, and they're kind of one of the only few providers out there at the moment. Especially with like how well they kind of work with all the wallets. Ain't this confusing to use so many resources at once? These many AI models keep switching and asking questions. It's the best way to progress, to be honest. They all have strengths. It is a bit confusing, but I mean, this is just the flow that I'm used to, you know? And it helps to ask different AIs because they have different like outputs and reasons behind why it might not be working. I believe. Alright, so can we confirm Chrome I mean, what I did was I asked my mate, and he said this. He said, and he's done exactly this, and he said he didn't have much issue with it. And he did. What route did you go for when making the ABK? I didn't basically. What route did we go for when making the APK? Maybe we should follow exactly what this user has done and maybe build the APK from scratch so we can configure it to Chromium and hard code. We can follow his steps exactly. Nearly 7 already, damn. Started at 5:30 this morning. Man, I remember when I used to work at, like when I was younger, I used to work at a cafe and I'd wash dishes, and I would have to wake up at 5 every morning to go and start my shift at 6 a.m. And I remember I would dread it so much. Like I hated doing it. And now here I am waking up at 5 to stream at 5:30 a.m. Like crazy how life changes like that. I feel like when you have your own agency and you're like your own boss and you're able to do whatever you want, you kind of want to do the hard things because you're doing it for yourself rather than someone else. It's pretty interesting how that works, eh? Which means type it to just a web activity. What that really is, your app is basically Chrome opening your website but wearing an app costume. This is not the same as a prepackaged Chromium browser hardcoded to a URL, what your mate describes. His approach sounds like a custom wrapper app that ships its own Chromium web view like runtime, whereas relies on the devices installed Chrome as the engine. Google Chrome is installed and enabled. Do I get the share 3 dots? I don't think I do get that anymore. Share 3 dots. Add. When testing his mobile app, his Privy integration works fine. When testing mine, it doesn't work. If I was to test the Privy integration with a different wallet, it looks like the way Privy connects to wallets entirely is wrong. Phantom, when clicking something like Phantom, let me see. Interesting. The way when testing his mobile app works fine. Testing mine, it doesn't work. Are you programmer? Nah, dude. I have absolutely zero programming experience. So everything I learn is just through prompting AI. Like I'm more of a marketer. I'm not really a big programmer per se. Please debug my .apk file so it can connect to MWA properly through Privy.io. The app needs to, the APK file needs to run strictly on Chrome, otherwise it will not work when trying to connect to MWA. Please make sure the .apk file will run through Chrome properly. Here is my file. Might even just link the file. Let's see. Forgot that I can actually do this. And that everything links correctly to the web app. I've been using all the AIs except for the one that I'm building the app on. Like, should probably so let's see. let's see. F9, F3, B, F60, O1, CD, 9B, O3, 32, 72, 8A, E6, 2A, 81, F0, F2, A0, 37, 67, 72, 79, 2C, F6, A9, 42, 1B, 4A, 28, 47, 83, 5A, 9A. It's the exact same. What up, Fox? How you doing, bro? Bro is manual MCP. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's exactly what I'm doing. What up, Dr. Fox? Welcome back, by the way. Should talk about how and where we should leer about marketing. You were right yesterday when you said that we should market the product. Yeah, 100%. I agree, man. Just want to get the product out and ready for testing first before we kind of start pumping on the marketing. I'm honestly not too fussed about the marketing specifically though, since that is kind of my strength. It is generally it is the build that actually scares me the most. All right, let's get out of this. Sway, connect wallet, mobile wallet adapter. Oh, this isn't gonna work, but it was worth a shot. Can confirm the It is the same. Honestly, I actually think the problem might be when I very first started this build using bubble wrap. There was like an issue and we had to kind of find like a roundabout way to create the APK file. And I feel like just that tiny little issue right there just fucked everything up. So I think I need to rebuild the entire app. Thank you for welcoming me back, but I'm going to follow, as I know a dropshipping expert friend, but he said the marketing for a digital product was completely different, but I can ask him. Yeah, 100%. Marketing for digital products is way different. Like, you got to talk more about, I think patch notes is good to bring users in, but also like you need to almost try and be with the community. So like whatever you're building for example, prediction markets, you need to be a community member within prediction markets and like actively kind of providing value. That's what I've found, at least through this application when I built OilMiner. And one of the key metrics and key methods we used to bring in users was just to be a community member and just be like, look, we're trying to help you. We're trying to help build the ecosystem within OR, and we're doing it through our app. And if you want to use it, it might give you an edge. That's basically how I've found to best speak to your target audience, especially when it's with digital products, and become with the community. You know, if you're building like a AI script writer, for example, go on YouTubers on subreddit and start talking to them about how annoying it is to script write. Talk to them about what you're trying to provide them. What's the dream, you know? You're spending 5 hours too long on script writing. You could write your scripts in 1 hour, in 30 minutes instead of 2 hours. The production time of your entire video could be halved. You know, saying that sort of language and like trying to be with them is kind of how you sell your product. You don't really talk about the features per se, but you want to talk about the lifestyle. You want to talk about the problem. You want them to know that you understand the problem, you know? It's almost like stating the problem itself is enough. Because, you know, I don't want to know that your script writer is creating 3,000 more words than the other competitor script writer. No one really cares about that shit. People care about what it is going to solve. What problem am I facing that you can help me with? And sometimes it's just as easy as saying it out loud. What up, Ezekiel? How you doing? You're making a Sudoku game. Please do tell me more. Your TWA should run through Chrome, not WebView, when you install and launch the APK on your secret device. Man, you know you're screwed when the AI is saying, is your Chrome installed? Is that why your app's failing? Obviously it's installed. The app was installed fresh. Uninstall old versions. I did that. Seed Vault is set up on the seat. Like, these are the most basic fixes, and that's how you know that you're screwed. Alright, let's try it. Let's see if my Chrome app is updated. Appears to be. Appears to be updated. Can you vote for my Discord bot, mate? What do I do? How do I do that? I have checked all these things and it is still not working. Awesome. Can we collaborate? What are you working on, bro? It's cool to see that everyone's always working on something. Like, honestly, pretty sick. Gonna close the window a bit. Man, I should have had my morning coffee. I'm so tired right now. There's a site called On Silly, a Discord directory. It's appreciated if you can vote. My bot visibility increase pulse by Mr. Blaze. On Silly. It's called Pulse. Yo, everyone, let's go support Doc, man. If you feel like, if you want to give back a little bit during this Christmas period and New Year's period, then hey, this is a great way to show a little bit of kindness. Don't really know anything about this bot, but hey, I'm going to support it. Because why not? Doc's in here pretty much every single day. So, hey, he's supporting me. I'm going to support him. I think I did it. Let me just double check. Yeah, looks like I did. Oh, wait, now I did. No, I am. Done. Digital asset links is verified. Google confirms the link is working. Let me help you debug what's happening on this device. Can you run these commands with your device connected via USB? All right. So can I now connect to this? I should be able to somehow, right? Dude, I got so many freaking things. Bear with me here, guys. Oh, good, Doc. I think you should use anti-gravity in agent manager mode if it can do all debug via the terminal command line completely hands-free. Okay. I'll give it a crack. All right. Can't run these commands inside the device as it is mobile. The URL bar is hidden. It's completely full screen. When I tap connect wallet, the wallet options appear, Phantom, MWA, etc. And when I click on MWA, it starts loading and then fails showing the error. Seed vault is correctly set up. I know this because I've used it every day for the past 6 months. I built the APK with bubble wrap. However, near the end there was an error and we had to build it a roundabout way. Wondering if it's worth trying to rebuild from scratch. Let's see how we go with this. For those just joining in now, we're basically just trying to debug our application. We've got a Android emulator right here, so we're able to just test the app straight away live. So let's see. We're down to our 4th attempt. We've literally created the app 4 different times, 4 unique apps, and every one of them so far has failed. So I think maybe it's even like a corrupt build or something. Like there's definitely something going on. It could be honestly just be my laziness for not wanting to build the app again because it was a bit complicated for me, but I might just need to bite the bullet and do it. I'm making myself a coffee. This is very helpful since MWA fails during loading. Stu is likely that your workaround build is missing intent filters for the Solana wallet scheme that MWA needs to communicate with Seed Vault. Yes, I recommend rebuild from scratch. Here's a clean setup. Alright, let's try this. Let's open up a new terminal. Have you ever full terminal before? It feels wrong. Feels like I shouldn't be doing that. Error. So I'm assuming this probably has something to do with it. Got this error when running step 1. full screen terminal. Yeah. Looks like we got another error now. Got this error after running sudo. I'm making myself a coffee. I'll be back, guys. Okay, that seemed to work. Let's see this. Domain. Looks good. Is it application ID? When you're talking about the package? display. Okay, standalone, portrait, 10B9. What color was this again? Ew. That's a gross color. We want this one. This is the color we want. Don't tell me that's 10B9. Nah, it's different. Splash screen color. Icon URL. Pretty sure that's correct. Icon URL is correct. Alright. Masterable icon URL, yeah, whatever. Whatever. Let me see what this says. Bro, I am praying that this works, man. Praying. Because, dude, I've been working on this for far too long now. And honestly, if this doesn't work, I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. Type N and press enter. You don't need an in-app purchases for N. Okay? N. Request geolocation permission. I don't really need that either. But just to double check, I'm going to ask AI. Now guys, I have very little coding experience, so all I'm doing is I'm screenshotting every single aspect and asking AI, because that's the best. It's the best way to do it when you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, I had a feeling this was the critical step. This is the critical step. You need to use the existing key store that you used for the previous APK to keep the same fingerprint. I'm gonna ask, can we just create a new key store and copy the new fingerprint? Yes, that's actually a better approach. Here's what to do. This mofo, man. Doobie Sway TWA. Key name. TWA. Do you want to create one now? Yes. Alright, I'm going I'm going in, guys. No more Android, no more screenshots. Ah, shit. What do I do here? Take it back. Let's press enter to skip. Minimum length is 1, but input is 0. I'll just say crypto. Name, I'll just say Sway. Country, AU. Password for the key store. No looking, guys. No peeking. Don't peek on my shit. Oh my god, I'm scared. Alright, what do I say? Bubble wrap build. Oh my god. Please, 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 do. It worked. The build was successful, but there was this weird thing here, so I'm wondering... Guys, I feel like such a dev right now. I just freaking did some dev shit. You guys see that? It's probably the most deviest thing I've ever done in my life. Build successful? Question mark. There was an error in the middle. Please review. Okay. So now there should be a new app. It's not a problem, the key lines show. Now we need to extract the new SHA fingerprint from APK. Alright, please work, please work. Every time I do shit for the first time. It says no such file or directory. Issue. Yes, bruv. What do you think of anti-gravity? It feels better deal than Cursor, and no one can beat the limits on their Pro subscription. Also compare it with other tools. Yeah, anti-gravity seems like a bargain right now. I'm not gonna lie. Try this instead. I found it. Okay, this is our SHA. Is this correct? So I believe this is the one. Just convert, it's right. 6E, 9B, 97DE, 7C, 1B, 30, 4A, 5C, 51, 06, 7F, 3F, 37, E4, 5A, 66, D4, 1C, 32, 58. Whoa, there's an error here. A6, 12, 78, 61, 9C, 1A, A3, 31, 81, 27, 80. There is literally an error here. Dude, I would never manually count it out usually. And we spotted an error. So 58, it says A5, but they've done A6. There is an error with your SHA. You did A6 instead of A5. Always gotta check AI, man. That would have slipped right past me. Please review. Google can totally make Gemini the best, one of the best, and screw the competition up. I see that. Dude, they've got all the resources to do it. I honestly reckon Google is going to be on a generational run soon. I mean, they kind of already are. The stock has blown up. Been real bullish on Google and Tesla, actually. Those are my two kind of big bets. Fixed that correctly. So now has the correct update is live. You can now test the APK with the correct digital asset links configuration. Alright, let's republish this shit. Hopefully this works. Bit of a chiller live stream today. I hope that's alright, guys. Haven't got too much energy. Usually I feel like I'm a bit more charismatic than I am today, but hey, I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning, man. Don't know about Tesla, but XAI, the moment it goes public, that is going to be the next big player. Why do you think Muskie bought Twitter? I see that. I think Tesla's got legs too, though. I think someone did a statistic the other day, and it was like the robo taxis that they're developing, and like the robotics and all the humanoid AI robotics for helpers and factories and all the stuff that they're building, the solar, like energy, like every single aspect of their business is just pointed towards the future. You know, we're only going to need more and more energy. They've literally, in Australia at least, like their solar power is like almost dominating the market. And then if you look at like robo taxis, they've got someone did a stat. It was like they can create one robotaxi like 15 or like 45 seconds or something crazy like that. And then they were like, Tesla can consistently make like 1 million robotaxis a year at $15,000. But if you do the maths on how much a robotaxi can earn per year, you know, it doesn't sleep. It charges for like what, 4 hours a day. So it works 20 hours a day. Like that, Uber drivers can't compete with that. And, you know, they're cheaper to build. So compared to Google's Waymos, like that LiDAR detection, Tesla's just use the cameras. So they're way cheaper to build. And, you know, I think they're faster to build as well. And so if you have a car that is working 20 hours a day and it's just constantly pumping out rides, then, you know, conservatively, you should at least be making 100 a year, right? So like, it feels like a bit of a money printer. If you're creating a car for 15 grand, you sell it to your users for, I don't know, 40 grand. They then, you know, own like fleets of these robotaxis, and then they're out generating like decent revenue. I'm sure Tesla would get a cut of the whole thing. And, you know, I think it's only a matter of time that companies like Uber and stuff would want to integrate robotaxis into their business model. It just makes sense. It's just the direction that the world is headed, you know? Like it could literally mean safer roads. And it could get to a point where everyone's just got a robotaxi. If you can't tell by now, I'm obviously a bit biased. Big fan of Tesla. Alright, the build is live. Why am I nervous? Why am I a bit nervous? Alright. Deployed. Are we ready for testing? Can you do one last view to check everything is good? Man. Where are you from? What up, Build with Nahid? How you doing, brother? I am from Australia, Sydney, Australia. So it's currently 7:40 a.m. over here right now. Woke up around 5 a.m. so I could pump out a little stream this morning because I am driving to the coast with my girlfriend later today. She's been nagging me all month to go on a little trip together during the holiday period. So hey, I've booked us a cute little coast trip, and so I tried to, she wants to leave early. She wants to leave at 9 a.m. So I was like, screw it. Like I'll wake up at 5, pump out a little stream, and hopefully I can, you know, still continue the series, obviously. So I guess what's going to happen now is the next 2 days, I'll probably just be with her fully, immerse myself in coastal life, and then you guys will see me back in like 48 hours, and it'll be just non-stop for all of 2026, man. I'm excited to see where 2026 is going to take us, man. Where's everyone else from, by the way? What about you, Nahid? Where are you from? Right. How I start my coding journey, I read in class 9. Man, honestly, like, I have such little coding experience, bro. Like, literally, I'm not a developer, man. I have no coding experience like whatsoever. All I've built is purely through just coding with like prompting the AI. So like that's literally how I've built this app and how I built my last profitable app, OrMiner, for those wondering. This is OrMiner. It's what's generated me $1,700 in revenue so far. It's this crypto trading bot. In its simplest form, it is a crypto trading bot. I don't want to really go into it, to be honest, but that's what it is. It's a lot more than that, but for the sake of explaining things. Alright, uninstall any old version. So let's uninstall Sway. Oh. Can you not uninstall it? Come on, don't do this to me. App info. There we go. Alright guys, moment of truth. In Bangladesh, bro. What's the time zone on that? 7:46 a.m. here. $2:47 a.m. What the hell? Dude, you gotta get some sleep, man. You gotta get some sleep. Dr. Fox. Yo, winter night. What do you mean by what's your HW setup? I don't know what HW means. Dr. Fox, Aussie, I always wanted to escape to the Gold Coast in Brisbane. Like children, we used to have the H20. H2O, man. That was the shit. Loved it. Especially you, Claire, and Phoebe. Originally from Bulgaria. I don't know if you ever heard of this country, but settled and lived in the UK. Perhaps should migrate to Australia. Yo, of course, Bulgaria. What's the time zone in UK? $8:47 p.m. That's actually not too bad. That's doable. What up, smart digital marketer BD? Dear friend, how are you? I'm good, brother. How are you? Riansky, what's going on? What you building? I am currently building a prediction market swipe app where you can skip. It's kind of like Tinder. Yes, no, skip. Everyone knows Tinder. And yeah, that's the whole concept. Like a super casual prediction markets app. Because I don't know if you've heard, but prediction markets are blowing up right about now. Like, to create a series like this, you need to explore something where the maths make sense. And right now, the maths for prediction markets is making a lot of sense. Like if you this platform shows you how much volume goes through certain niches, especially within crypto. And in prediction markets, these are the three kind of applications that are blowing up right now. And if you look at the 7-day volume, they've generated about $3 billion in 7-day volume, okay? Now this is huge, all right? Because this gives us the market share. This lets us know, okay, how big is the market? Because that way, the bigger the market, the smaller of a piece of it you need to be successful. So $3 billion, like 1% of $3 billion is 30 million, you know? Just 1%. So if you were to capture just 1% market share, you could generate $30 million in trading volume. Now, there is a bit of stigma around prediction markets, but what people don't actually know is that, you know, they don't make money off of you losing. The money that you lose generally goes to the winners, because their money for the winners needs to come from somewhere, right? So what actually happens is they get money from the transaction fees. So they might charge like a 1% fee. So $3 billion, 1% is 30 million, right? But because the market share is so big, you don't even need to get 1%. You can get less than that. You can get 1% of 1%, which is $300,000 in trading volume. So if our app that we're building generates 300K in trading volume and we charge a 1% fee, that's around $3,000 a week in revenue. So, you know, whenever you're building something and you're aiming big, just make sure the maths make sense, guys. And to me, I'm not sure about you guys, the maths makes a lot of sense for me here. Alright, so we've uninstalled. Let's install the new version. Alright, guys, I'm nervous. I'm nervous, guys. I'm nervous. This is the 5th time now we're trying this. Please, 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 please work. Please work. Man. Alright, man. Sway TWA, man. Guys, I'm nervous. HW is probably hardware. Oh, the hardware I'm using is my MacBook Pro, and it's connected to my Mac Studio, which is the screen that I share with you guys. You know my home country, I am honored. It's about a little short of 9 p.m. in London. That's honestly a good time to be watching streams, man. That's probably when I start watching streams, around that time. I like watching streams when I'm working, actually. Buffalo, New York. Welcome, welcome, Eric. Oh, that's fire. Polymarket popping off for sure. Yeah, Polymarket's popping off, but what's actually popping off harder than Polymarket is freaking Kalshi, man, which is kind of what our app is aiming to do. I think Polymarket has a bigger community, or like a more like community-centered brand, but Kalshi's kind of coming in with the volume right now. Thoughts on underlooked markets? I'll tell you how to find them. If you go to DeFi Llama, and I'm not sure if you're talking about underlooked like prediction markets or underlooked kind of crypto markets or niches, but what I would do is this: you go to defilama.com, and this shows you all of the on-chain activity that is happening in crypto, okay? And so what I would do is I would religiously be looking at this every single day, because what's going to happen is this is the top 20 most profitable applications or ecosystems in crypto right now, okay? These top 20 right here. And what I would do is just make sure when looking at these, if there's anything new that's popping up. All of a sudden I'm seeing Fragment here. This looks kind of new. If I was to check out the website, it's like, okay, cool. It looks like you get to trade name tags. That's exactly what it looks like. And that's the whole concept. There you go. And now I'd reverse engineer and be like, okay, what can I build for that? That's exactly what I would do if I want to look at new markets. So I hope that helps. It is so dark. I want to escape to a place. The country is not bad, but getting dark at 3-4 p.m. in winter, it's depressing, man. It's just depressing. Dude, really? I remember when I was in London, it was very like rainy and like cloudy all the time. I'm not sure if it's like that, but you know what's crazy? Here in Australia, it's light for too long. Like right now, it's near summertime. Dude, we don't get a sunset until like 8:30, 9 p.m. And so it'll be like 10 p.m. and you can still see like a little bit of like brightness in the sky, and it's like kind of a weird feeling. You're like, yo, what the hell? That doesn't feel normal. It's the initial pot cut, isn't it? Exactly, yeah, the fees. How are you planning on getting 300k of value in there though? Just through marketing, man. And we haven't really gone too hard on the marketing yet because I just wanted to test the app first. But our main focus is to launch through the Solana Seeker mobile, which is right here. And the reason why I think this is a really good idea is because there are 250,000 units that have sold of this device, and they have their own app store. It's called dApp Store, right? And only crypto apps are allowed to kind of be on it. And so far, about 2 weeks ago, so the information's a little outdated, but there are only 180 dApps in this dApp store. So 250,000 users, only 180 apps to like your device on. There's a huge gap in, you know, how many apps can, there's a huge gap in the amount of apps that are on the store that people can use. So, you know, it's not very diluted, and massive opportunity right now. Partly how I gained like another 300 users for my app here was just through launching it on the App Store. So this is a bit of an untapped market right now that I'm sharing with you guys. It is dark during the winter. During the summer, I went to Newcastle and the sun wouldn't start setting until 11 p.m. Here in London, during summer, doesn't start setting until 9 p.m. Yes, it is really. Dude, yeah. Newcastle's great, man. Newcastle's great. Australia is like, more people got to put some respect on Australia, man. It is a great country to live in. So when you say build a product off Fragment, how does that usually go? I mean, I'd just become a user of Fragment and I would learn how it works. What are the ins and outs of it? You know, like how does the trading work? Like as a user, what are my pain points? You know, going into the Discord, is anyone complaining about anything? And then off of that, I would try to build a product to solve their issues or their problems. All right, guys, I'm procrastinating. Let me install this. All right, it's installed. I believe it should show right here. Let's see. So this is an Android simulator for anyone wondering, and I'm about to test this one feature in the app that won't let users sign in with their wallets. So let's see how we go. Okay, we've got a running in Chrome message. Connect wallet. Please, please, please. Please, 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 please. Please, 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 please. Brava. Man, what's going on? Bro, I'm about to ask my mate for the code, man. For his backend code. Alright, let's see if this guy can help me. It runs perfectly in Chrome, just not as an .apk. Can't remember quite how you do it, but there is a way to test package. And you are definitely passing all the correct Solana wallet connectors and all that shit. Yeah, haha, through using Ruby. Any ideas? Do you have a section? Transplant the privy code from there, just change the app ID for privy. The ore miner does not use privy, it uses a different wallet authorization system. So I use privy for this build to see. Were you have facing issues with this at all, or did yours just work? Were you facing issues with this at all? I'll see what I can find with mine more integration. That would be godsend. That would be godsend, and I'd owe you one. Currently on my third day. All right. I've already passed the docs as context. I think I'm going to... Alright, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to export my build into GitHub from Replit and then import it into a different AI and see from there. Still not working. Oh my God, it's really making me question my sanity on whether or not I have a Solana account. I can confirm I have a Solana account. We're requesting accounts. I see the issue. The error, the connected wallet has no Solana account, means MWA is connected to Seed Vault, but Seed Vault is not returning any accounts. You need to create a Solana account wallet inside Seed Vault first on your secret device. Seed. Man, I'm done with this, man. Very frustrated right now. Okay. Let's try through Chrome. Let's see, does this work? No. Just tried to connect to the MWA on Chrome and it didn't work. Not even through the APK as a Chrome web app, and it didn't work. Please review what's going on. I might need to start a new chat. I think it's getting context rot, guys. For those who don't know, if you are in a single chat for too long, the AI starts to like mess up a little bit. So create a new chat. Let's go fresh. Just tried to connect to the MWA on Chrome and it didn't work. Not even through the APK. It didn't work. As a Chrome web app and it didn't work. Please review what's going on. On the plus side, the app looks dope. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Hey, if anything, that's all we can ask for. Bro, I'm about to bust a move to this lo-fi right now. All I can say is new chat window every time with the context pass first thing, LMAO. Also, it probably has errors logged out. You can try passing that as well instead of telling it doesn't work. The thing is, I'm trying. I'm building the app through a device. MWA wallet is designed exclusively for Android devices. It won't work on Chrome desktop. MWA works on web browsers. Alright, I need to bring out the big guns. MWA works on web browsers. Have tested before with other apps. Through the mobile device, it should 100% be able to connect to my hardware wallet on the Solana mobile seeker without issues as a web app. Please review all the docs attached. So this is going to be privy Solana Mobile MWA. Mobile MWA configuration. Okay. All right. Take as long as you need and call thoroughly, reviewing the docs and calling in the architect to see what is wrong. Test the app on your phone. I just did. I just tested the app through the Chrome browser on my mobile device and it didn't even work. So what actually happened is when I first tested the app through the Chrome browser, it worked perfectly fine. And the issue was the APK file, which was the application. And once we just got tunnel vision into the application and making sure the application works, I never once tried to connect with Chrome anymore because it just worked the first time. But now it looks like we've broken that, and I'm assuming this is actually what is going to fix our problem. I'm confident. Command L to get on the address bar on Chrome. Ah, I like that. Yo, that's a good hack. Appreciate you. I'm gonna start using that. Now I have all the context. Let me call the architect to thoroughly analyze the issue with all this documentation and code. Command T for new tab, by the way. Yeah. Did you know that you could do Command Shift T if you closed a tab to reopen it? What up, D-Zone Clips? What up, brother? What is going on? How am I making money with Vibecoding? With Vibecoding. So basically I built this, which is oreminer.io. Now you're not my target audience, so don't bother looking into it. but this is basically a trading bot, and it generates consistent passive revenue for me. Like, look at this. This is the developer wallet, right? And it's just constantly bringing in pennies. Like, if you look in the last hour, it's bringing in small fees, and these add up quite quickly. If you look over here, this is a community run version of this dashboard, and it tracks my ore miner because it's part of a bigger ecosystem. And you can see right here, it's generated $1,139. Now, I'm from Australia, so I use Australian dollars, not US. So if we were to convert that, we're at $1,700. And yeah, so that's how I'm making my money. Of course I know ball, bro. Do you have a Mac or a PC? Because if you got a Mac, I can show you more commands. When you test it, the problem, desktop Chrome connections MWA has a remote host authority parameter pointing to a WebSocket reflection server. This is currently not configured in your app. Public endpoint for reflector server, endpoint detail to be announced. The official public endpoint hasn't been released yet. Test directly on Seeker. When you access the web app from the Seeker's Chrome, it should connect directly. I was testing through the Seeker device and it wasn't working. Damn, that's really cool. Appreciate it, bro. I'm making websites right now with the Vibecoding. That's why I'm asking. What are you making? I've noticed Vibecoding can be used to make really cool landing pages. Like super fun, engaging landing pages. Switched over to Tim Apple's Garden a year ago. Chrome shortcuts are mostly the same. But you know what is super useful that I probably use daily is this right here, Alfred. It's basically like this application that you can download, and if you press Option spacebar, you get this, and you can find any app in your Mac just like super easy. You can find Discord, you can find Calculator, and what's really cool is it's kind of smart as well, so you can actually do calculations and it'll just do it for you as well. So yeah, highly recommend if you have a Mac to get Alfred, because this tool has honestly saved so much time. Think of how many times you have to go to Google or a calculator to like calculate numbers while you're like working on shit. Where if you just have Alfred, I use the calculator tool the most probably. I wonder if I asked to view the Ore Miner app, if that would work. Also worth reviewing the oreminer.io app that I've also built on Replit. That is able to trigger MWA easily without issues. Maybe we can learn a thing or two if we review their docs. Their wallet connector docs. D-Zone, all right, man, have a good day. You too, brother. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. Oh, so it's like Raycast then? I live on Chrome and Cursor at this point. Not too sure what Raycast is actually, but yo, what up everyone? Welcome to the stream. If you're new here, I basically live stream every single day. We're currently doing a series where we're trying to hit 100K purely through vibe coding. Now, I'm quite non-technical. I know nothing about coding, but what I don't know in coding, I make up in marketing, as I have a background in specializing in growing accounts from 0 to 10,000 followers on Twitter. And I've, quit that now, and I'm just full-time trying to get this series to work, because this is kind of what I want to do now. This is my passion. I wish I had this when I was starting business for the first time, someone to talk to, someone I could ask questions, someone that I could see document everything, because no one documents everything, man. Everyone's too scared to. I feel like everyone's like, they'll just create YouTube videos and just show the first like 20 minutes and just compact everything to like make it look perfect, right? But there's so much more that goes into it. Like, I've just spent 3 days trying to debug this tiny little bug, and everyone is just watching me just be a bit of an idiot live. But that's just part of it, and that's just, you're gonna have setbacks. So yeah, this is kind of why I'm doing the series. So subscribe if you want to, support me and get recommended more content like this, the builder content. Algorithm's going to know to push more of this sort of, passionate builder sort of content if you subscribe. Also, like the video, man, because why not? Lately, I've been checking out orchids as well. You should definitely check it out. Raycast is pretty much the go-to for that thing that you did, calculations, taking down notes, snippets, all that good stuff. Orchids. The Vibecoding IDE. I've never heard of this one. Why orchids? What do they do differently? Tool for building apps, games, tools, websites, UI, anything with AI is the best way to build with AI and the next step forward in vibe coding. It's a bit slow to load. Yo, for real, man, you earned a sub, and today, man, dope stuff. I think I'm going to leave you on for the rest of the night. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. So their cloning is, I think, the best out there. I don't know what their system prompt looks like, but orchids can fucking get it, man. The best at copying references and shit. You can throw Webflow, Framer 3. Have you tried like all the AI coding tools out there, like VO, Lovable, all that sort of stuff, or what's the go? I've never heard of orchids before. Excellent. I found a useful link. Privy has specific documentation for ink trading. Let me fetch that along with the Solana memo docs for web browsers. From the Privy and Solana memo docs, there are two different approaches to MWA integration. Let me check if our project is using the wallet adapter packages as well. We have both packages, so let me see how we're currently using them. I can see we're using a similar approach to that Privy recommended. There's a few differences. Looking at the Privy docs they use directly while we handler. Let me simplify our MWA setup to match Privy's recommended approach. Looking at the docs, I see a few differences between our implementation. Recommends a relative path that resolves to a URL, not a base64 data URI, which may show useful prompts. Previous example doesn't show conditional registration. What up, Chrysostobresina? How are you getting revenue so far? So I've built Ore Miner, which is basically in its simplest, oversimplifying here, but it is a crypto mining / trading bot. And basically we got users coming in here daily. I can even bring up the developer dashboard just for you guys, yeah? Because I don't mind sharing these kinds of things. I feel like these days you have to share these kinds of things, otherwise people aren't believe you know, because it's so easy to fake results. Like you can just say, yeah, I'm a millionaire, bro, trust me, bro, I'm a millionaire, when it ain't even true. So let me show you what's going on. So I built this developer dashboard, and this kind of helps me look at like what parts of the app are being used the most, and you know how progress is tracking. And on top of that, to double verify, you've also got the community dashboard here. So this is built by this guy, NFTim. So yeah, you have two ways to verify revenue from my apps at the moment. This one's only for me though, like this only shows in the developer side. But you know, in its first month, we've gotten over 600 users, 2 of which are using the tool right now. We've generated this much in trading volume. Now, if I was to actually convert that into USD, Solana, I mean AUD, since I'm from Australia, this is how much trading volume that my app has done so far. So nearly $600,000 in trading volume has run through my app, okay? Now, I don't make all of that money. No. That money just passes through my app. So I just get a small snippet, a small little micro fee transaction of that volume, which you can see here. And if you convert this, it actually doesn't include withdrawal fees. We have like a small withdrawal fee for the app as well. There is a 0.1% withdrawal fee, which it has not included. So that's why this is actually more accurate. But yeah, that is how I've made my money so far. Appreciate you asking the question, Krys. Orchid sucks ass as an IDE, but I usually throw a bunch of references at it, like sections from websites online that you can't reverse engineer. I wasn't impressed with Lovable, even with Cursor, especially when they consistently increase the pricing. Anthropic and their Claude code isn't worse than Codex from what I've seen. So stuff that's been through obfuscation, minification, dynamically generated stuff on servers, etc., and it gets it right or close to it on a zero-shot prompt. I think it's Claude under the hood. Interesting. The only time I was impressed was when Google came back when everyone thought they were done, forgetting they are AI-first company. Cursor has a fire debug mode. I literally have a sub just for that stuff. Anti-gravity is doing most of the heavy lifting these days, virtually no rate limiting. Yo, how's the emulator working out? Did you fix the hardware wallet issue? Jack, you've come at the perfect time. Can confirm that the emulator is working. We have it right here. However, the wallet hardware is still an issue, but I'm confident getting closer to fixing it. Christoph equals Chris, by the way. Are you building more than one app or multiple to make 100K? We are definitely building multiple apps here. I personally, I want to do 12 startups in 12 months. So that's kind of the setup that I like. I like kind of being flexible and seeing which apps stick, which apps don't. Obviously that might fluctuate based on how certain apps perform, but that's kind of the approach that I'm going right now. Just focus on one app for an entire month. And, if you don't get results, then maybe pivot, but in that 1 month, to try everything, Okay, so just so I'm a dumbass and don't get the crypto stuff, one bit, what does OrMiner even do? So OrMiner is an attachment to, and you're not a dumbass, man. Crypto is very, honestly, people that are in crypto are the dumbasses, man. I'm the dumbass. But OrMiner is an extension of OrSupply. So OrSupply in its simplest form is basically a 5x5 grid. And this application is just popped off in crypto. It's gotten a lot of popularity, and you can basically just bet on tiles. And if you select the winning tile, all the money from the losing tiles split evenly across everyone who bet on this tile. So right now you'll see it's quite a manual process. They have an automated mode, but it's still also a bit clunky. So I built OrMiner, which is basically automatically just betting on tiles with additional strategies. You got what are the historically best winning tiles? Maybe you want to avoid the row that the last winning tile was on. Maybe you want to alternate between odd and even tiles. Maybe you want to pick random. You could even do tiles with less people in them, so you get a higher share of the rewards. We've just added little features like that, which people have really liked. Gives them a slight edge. You mean 100K in ARR? Yes. We want to hit 100K. Honestly, if we hit 100K, then we'll aim for $1 million. But hey, let's hit 100K first, All right, let's deploy this and see how we go. There's got to be algorithms that do a better job at picking the winning tiles than the strats. Well, the winning tiles are generated randomly. So, just using our tool doesn't guarantee you're going to win. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it is just random. But what we can help you with is increase your expected value per bet. Because, you're betting on tiles that are less competitive. So if it lands on that tile, your share of the rewards are higher versus certain tile, because most people are still just using the main app, right? So they're all betting manually and selecting tiles, and those selected tiles can be overcrowded. So if you place a bet and it's in the last, we also have a feature where it places the bet in the last 5 seconds of the round. Each round lasts a minute, where the main app, the round, it kind of just places the bet straight away as soon as the round starts. So that's a good way to get an edge as well, because you get to see everyone's hand first before you play yours. But at the end of the day, it is just randomized, you know what I mean? So you can't really, there's not a whole lot of edge we can provide, but it was enough to gain 600 users, What we're going to do is we're going to publish this app, and then I'm going to test it on my mobile device. It's completely random. It basically looks at like Solana validators and the latest block that gets published, and it looks at the hash number, and like it looks at the last hash, and then it divides it by like the amount of like transactions that were in that block. Like it's super, like there's just no way it would be predicted. It's completely random. It is plain gambling, but they've marketed it in a way where they're calling it mining, because what they've actually done is they've stripped back what Bitcoin mining is. And if you look at Bitcoin mining, what you're doing is you're paying for a device, and then you're paying for the electricity fees to then, keep that device running. And what happens is that the more powerful device, the more guesses it gets, or the more cryptic kind of string of numbers it's able to guess. And if it guesses the right array of numbers, then it gets the rewards of Bitcoin within that block, right? That's how mining works. And so what they've done, what OR has done, is they're saying, okay, Bitcoin mining is actually kind of not the best solution, because it forces the miners to have to sell, because they have to pay for electricity fees and all that sort of good stuff. They have to pay for the, fixing the devices, these massive hardware computers. And so what they're saying is, we're creating a new mining system where you don't need to pay for your device. You don't need to pay for your electricity bills, because essentially what you're doing is you're paying for lottery tickets. And the stronger your device and the more electricity consumption it uses, the more lottery tickets you get. And in its simplest form, right? Because if your device is super powerful, it can guess more strings of numbers. Like that's the whole concept of Bitcoin mining, right? Guess the string of numbers. And so they're saying that, let's remove all of that and just pick a tile. Just pick a tile on a 5x5 grid, and your mining fees are just the bet that you place. And that's your mining fee. Just place a bet on the tiles. And you can see here they distribute ore. I'm not sharing my webcam, but they distribute ore here on the bottom. And yeah, that's basically how it works. But yeah, and it honestly is just gambling, but they've marketed it really well. And the degens of crypto have fallen for it once again. Proof of work, yeah, I thought they scrapped that some time ago. I mean, Bitcoin still uses proof of work. That's why you've got like these massive mining companies. Like you used to be able to mine Bitcoin from your when it first came out, and you could mine like, people were getting like 5 Bitcoin every freaking minute. Every 10 minutes, they'd mine like 5 Bitcoin just through their laptop back in 2009. Now, obviously, it's way more competitive. Alright, the app is published. Let's see if it works on Chrome. Yes! Yo, check this out. Check this out. Check this out, guys. I need to show this to you right now. shit. Look at this. I'm connecting the wallet. I'm pressing the Solana wallet down here. Oh shit. It was working just before. Hold on, let me refresh the page. Maybe there's a better way I can show you actually. Hold up. Alright, my phone camera is not working. But look. And this is like the dodgiest way to show it. But whatever. So you go to other wallets. The mobile option is down there. And look at this. Boom. Boom. So let's hit connect. Dude, sign in with your wallet. Boom. Boom. We did it. Holy fuck. That is a good feeling. All right, we did it, guys. We actually fixed the problem. All right, on that note, I'm actually going to have to end the stream here. I'm sorry, but I actually really want to keep streaming, but my girlfriend is on my phone right now. Usually I stream like 5-6 hours, but today it's a short one. I honestly just wanted to come in and say hi to everyone, because I don't really want to miss days. So I woke up early specifically just so I could do this stream. We're going to the coast at 9 a.m. I haven't even packed yet, and it's 8:43 a.m. right now. I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning so I could stream. So yeah, appreciate everyone for coming along and, you know, hanging out with me. And I hope to see you guys in the next stream. Be sure to subscribe so you get notified when I stream next. And yeah, thank you for joining me and helping me out with fixing this app. Appreciate you all, and peace out.